The heroism of Shavarsh Karapetyan, saving a stranger as the highest act of hope. Before the video starts, I'd like to add that all the photos and videos used in this video are real footage of Shavarsh Karapetyan. As of today, he is 72 years old. Enjoy the video. Prologue: the eternal question of human limits. History is full of moments when the outcome was not decided by weapons, technology, or numbers, but by the inner choice of a single person. These moments rarely come with warning. They strike like lightning, sudden, absolute, unavoidable. And in such seconds it becomes clear. Everything that shaped a person over the years, faith, hope, experience, beliefs, converges into a single point, a single yes or no. Shavarsh Karapetyan, a world champion in fin swimming, never trained to be a hero. He trained to break records in the pool. But on September 16, 1976, in Yerevan, his life, and the lives of many others, changed forever. His name entered history not because of gold medals, but because of a choice that most would call impossible. Diving into dark, muddy water again and again, pulling strangers out of a sinking bus until his own body gave out. The deeper question is, what drives a human being in such a moment? How does positive thinking, faith in the meaning of struggle, and the mindset of never give up, transform a deadly situation into the highest act of hope? Next part: context, biography and character. Born in Armenia in 1953, Karapetyan was a man of the water. His rise was meteoric. European and world champion, multiple world records in fin swimming. Yet this sport demanded more than muscle. It required breath control, pain tolerance, and calm focus on the edge of oxygen deprivation. Each swim was a miniature battle for survival. As a Soviet athlete in the 1970s, he was trained not just physically but mentally. Surrender was unacceptable. Records were always possible. Human reserves were endless. This wasn't just propaganda. It became a worldview. Any challenge can be met if you believe and act. Even when the body screams impossible, the spirit replies, "One more time." This invisible spring would snap into action on that fateful day. Next part: the disaster. On September 16, 1976, a crowded bus lost control and plunged into Yerevan Lake, sinking to a depth of nearly 30 feet. Dozens of passengers were trapped inside. For most onlookers, it looked like a death sentence. The water was cold and murky. Diving without equipment meant almost certain death. But for Karapetyan, it was a call to action. Psychologists call it an existential choice. No time to weigh options, only to act. Many froze. Karapetyan jumped. He didn't ask, "What if I drown?" He asked, "Who can I save right now?" Next part: heroism in action. Each dive lasted almost a minute. Feeling his way through shattered glass and twisted metal, he pulled one person at a time to the surface, then dove back down. Officially, he saved 20 lives, though his attempts were far more numerous. Each dive shredded his lungs with dirty water, his skin with glass and debris. He developed severe pneumonia and sepsis, ending his athletic career. But in that moment, the future didn't matter. Karapetyan embodied the principle. It is meaningless not to fight. He had no guarantee of success, but his worldview allowed only one choice: to keep fighting. Next part: why didn't he give up? Modern neuroscience shows that in crisis, dopamine systems can either shut down, leading to paralysis, or remain active, fueling persistence. Karapetyan's life and sport trained his brain to reward struggle itself, not just victory. Each dive was not an act of despair, but of hope. In Armenian culture, shaped by survival through genocide and war, helping others is not optional. If you can save, you must save. For Karapetyan, this was not abstract morality, it was identity. Philosopher Karl Jaspers wrote about limit situations, when the true self is revealed. In his leap into the lake, Karapetyan revealed his existential self, aligned perfectly with his deepest convictions. Next part: a universal symbol. His act shows that medals fade, but the records of the spirit endure. He is remembered not just as a champion, but as a man who proved that the will to overcome can transform an ordinary person into a hero. His deed became a symbol of hope in the late Soviet Union. In a time when many felt powerless, Karapetyan reminded people, the human can achieve the impossible. From firefighters to soldiers, the same principle applies. Relying on hope and positive thinking enables people to face fear and surpass physical limits. Next part, the philosophy of heroism. In situations where everything seems predetermined, hope itself is an act of defiance. Karapetyan could not change the accident, but he could change its outcome for others. That is true freedom, not choosing circumstances, but choosing one's response. Here, positive thinking was not naive optimism. It wasn't the belief that everything will be fine. It was the belief that every action matters. Even if the outcome is tragic, the act of fighting gives dignity. Today, people don't drown in lakes, but in information floods and crises. Karapetyan's example reminds us, positive thinking is not luxury, but survival strategy. Epilogue: Heroism as a metaphor for humanity. The story of Shavarsh Karapetyan is proof that a single moment can become eternal. When the bus sank, for many life ended. For him it began. His body suffered, his career ended, but his spirit created a legend. His heroism shows that positive thinking is not just the psychology of success. It is the philosophy of resistance. It is the ability to say, even if I drown, I will try. And that is what makes us truly human. I truly hope these ideas will inspire you on your own path of discovery. If you know someone who would find this perspective valuable, please share this video with them. And to make sure you don't miss what's next, subscribe and join me for the upcoming videos.